It's about metamorphosis, and it's about people dealing with difficult things in their life, whether it's like difficult relationships with parents or being really a different kind of person in a place where it's not okay to be different, and growing up in that situation and how all the stressors of that, but how it doesn't have to actually destroy you. You know, that for a lot of people, it's a crucible that you come through, become a rock star. You know, quite honestly, a lot of my friends who are musicians, that, you know, they didn't grow up in the easiest circumstances. They struggle with things throughout their lives, and then they found this weird thing we do where you like take the ways you feel and you write them down and make them rhyme and then bizarrely sing them to people, which, if you think about it, is a really strange way to live. But it's a way of life that made a life for a lot of us who were struggling with who we were and how to exist in the world, knowing we were so different, whether it's, you know, in my case, dealing with a lot of mental illness, or in some of my friends' cases, being just really different, or gay, or, you know, dressing in drag, or being a girl and dealing with really difficult, abusive parental relationships. I saw a lot of people that I really love turn out to be so extraordinary. And rock and roll really made that world for them. You know, it made a place where it was okay to be them and be unique and to like become their own version of butterflies. All the characters in Spaceman are really dealing with a tough time as children, and they turn into something extraordinary. I wrote a lot of different parts for it, though. And some I cut out. A really fragile, beautiful verse, and then a building pre-chorus, and then another pre-chorus, and then the chorus, which was supposed to really rock. And it was one of the songs, you know, I wrote a bunch of these a few years ago, and I was on my friend's farm where I wrote the suite as well. This is a year after the suite. I wrote a lot of these songs. Thought I was done with the record. This is about 2.5 years ago. On the way home, I stopped in London to sing on my friend David Leo Pepe's record, his band Gang of Youth. And I sang on their record, and then a little while after I got home, he sent the record to me, and it was so good, and it made me realize that I needed to like raise the bar on the stuff I'd written, that I didn't think it was good enough. So I changed some things. I really cut down and fixed things about. I cut one of the sections out of Spaceman in Tulsa to tighten it up, but I really went back to the drawing board on this group of songs, and now I love it, and I think it's fantastic, but it needed a little more work. One of the things I fixed was the overcomplicated nature of Spaceman in Tulsa. It just had too many moving parts, and really set it up to just do the very, like, almost ornate classical kind of fragile, beautiful verse into a building pre-chorus, and then a complete rock, like, big guitar chorus. And that was the thing I wanted to do, was to contrast those parts and to have like a really big guitars, but contrasted against these like really almost like piano-based, very fragile arpeggios for the verse, so that the two parts were really different. That's one of the things I really honed about this song, was like to take that music, which had been just like a little too ornate, make it so that the important thing was the two contrasting parts that really worked against each other.
That's a take.